All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving our praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostle and elders, a great millstone rule well. And peace and salutations to the house of David, the elect man who pushing his truth and faith and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. That's the brother Yisasaka coming back at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Rakakadash. All praises and honor due. And Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Rakakadash, Barakatham to all you sincere listeners who may tune into this. And I'm just gonna play this video for you brothers, and I'm gonna hit a couple scriptures. Lord willing, it's edifying.
40 scientists has warned the U.S. against a resumption of nuclear testing, citing the risk of an all-out war. Back in May, reports emerged suggesting that the Trump administration discussed whether to conduct the first nuclear test since a decades-long moratorium. Earlier, my colleague Saskia Taylor spoke to Nobel laureate Sir Richard J. Roberts. He believes a renewal of nuclear tests could set off an alarming chain reaction.
Well, the point about the testing is that if you're not planning for war, why do it? And so that means you're planning for war.
If the US were to resume testing, do you think that would provoke other countries such as India, Pakistan to also resume their tests as well?
Exactly. That's exactly what I would expect. So other nations are going to be concerned if the US is doing it. Why shouldn't we? Why are they doing it? What is their goal? I think this whole thing is crazy. The world does not need nuclear weapons. We have plenty of problems. We don't need the problems that nuclear weapons can bring.
The U.S. has already ditched a number of nuclear agreements as of late. In 2019, it pulled out of a Cold War pact with Russia, the Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty. Earlier, Washington walked out of the Iran nuclear deal. Now all eyes are on an arms reduction treaty that's set to expire at the beginning of 2021. Russia has been pushing for its extension, but the U.S. is still deliberating. Sir Richard J. Roberts again says there are risks of a nuclear war with another superpower as well.
I think the possibility of a new Cold War with China as the scapegoat this time instead of Russia is growing every day. But I also think that at times like this, when we see the potential for tragedy that can come from a pandemic, such as the COVID-19 pandemic, should make rational people think about what is important in life. Is it important to prepare for a nuclear war, or is it important to prepare and make sure that the population is healthy?
Do you support total disarmament globally?
I do. Completely, yes. It just makes no sense. There is no good rationale for anybody to have nuclear arms.
So you brother see, man. Yabashim Ashaz, he getting ready to bring forth hardcore judgment. And we in that time, man. We see all the prophecies, pretty much coming to pass, man. Nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom, evil, war, pestilence, uproars of the people, earthquakes, different major calamities. We see all these things coming to pass, man. And then, you got America finna, get ready to resume with their nuclear testing. Tensions between them and China is getting more and more hot. Of course, tensions between Iran is hot as ever. Between them and Iran is hot as ever. Tension between America and the EU, the beast hate and the whore. So we see, these prophecies are really getting hot, man. And then you got these modern day magicians, and astrologers and soothsayers, modern day Chaldeans, the wise. Salakia. Yeah, but you got the wise men of Teman, they can't figure out what's going on. They can't give themselves an answer on, why these things are happening. Ultimately, Yahabashim Yashai is in control of everything, man. Magicians, these soothsayers, which be scientists don't understand is that because Yahabashim Yashai is not dealing with them, man. See, we the real advisors and counselors, man. those the hopeful elect. You know, make up the real. We could tell you why nuclear testing is being resumed. Why would these countries be worried about? Salaki, why would these countries be worried about nuclear testing at a time like this where people are dying from Salaki, a worldwide pandemic? Well, that's because Yahweh Shai is coming at the height of all drama. Just to put more icing on the cake. Matter of fact, since I said that, let's go to Luke 12 real quick, and I'm gonna jump back to this Daniel. This Luke 12, because these scientists can't figure out what's going on. Why? Because Yahweh Shai ain't dealing with them, man. They don't understand that Yahweh Shai is finna destroy this place, man. This is Luke chapter 12, verse 49. This is who the world calls Jesus Christ speaking. This Luke chapter 12, verse 49 says, I am come to send fire on the earth, and what will I if it be already kindled? Yeah, so Yahweh Shai Mashiach, our Lord, who the world's who the vast majority of the world believes is a so-called white man. He's he which he's not. He's a so-called black man for the tribe of Judah. He's coming back to execute the will of the Heavenly Father, which is heavy indignation, which he's gonna come at the pinnacle and the height of all out hell breaking loose, on top of nuclear missiles, pestilence, wild beasts going crazy, apparitions, Leviathan, all out hell breaking loose on the earth. Then our Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach is gonna make his coming on top of that. So that's why it's just more and more drama being built up on more and more drama, like more and more problems being built up on more and more problems. Why? Because this is coming into the because we're coming into the time of our Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach making his second coming, man. And I was thinking about it the other day, like, man, I think it was yesterday I was thinking about it, or it may have been earlier today. I was just thinking, like, man, like, when you really think about it, like, how is this really all gonna happen, man? Like, we really don't even understand, like how serious this gonna be. Like, I mean, we understand, but like, just thinking on like how all these things are gonna transpire, it's like, wow. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, this all gonna be transpiring at once, man. And that's what these scientists don't understand, man. All these things are gonna be transpiring one after another. That's why, this nuclear testing is being conducted, because it's finna. We coming into a time where it's finna just be a big whirlwind of destruction wrapped up in one. Let's go here. This Daniel chapter 2, verse 20. It says, Daniel answered and said, blessed be the name of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua forever and ever. For wisdom and might are his. Yeah, wisdom and might comes from Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. I tell you about that in Job, the 12th chapter. It says wisdom. Matter of fact, let's just get it so we don't butcher it. We'll jump right back. It's Job chapter 12 and verse 16. It says, it's Job chapter 12 verse 16. It says, with him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his. Yeah, so, with Yahweh Shema Shai, strength and wisdom. That's where you have to get wisdom from. You can't get wisdom from your own vain opinion. You can't get wisdom from your own carnal flesh. You can't get wisdom from your own deceitful heart, man. Or from this wicked ass world, man. You got to get it from Yahweh Shema Shai. And it says the deceived and deceiver are his. So you got all these different countries, thinking that okay, I can prepare, so I can keep power within the earth, where I can gain power in the earth. But ultimately, Yahweh Shema Shai is just send you up to destroy you, man. You're deceived. These nations are deceived into believing that they're gonna come into some kind of form of power, man. Ultimately, Yahweh Shema Shai, he gives out all power. That's why the deceived and deceiver are his. Because ultimately, Yahweh Shemashah, he's setting up these nations to destroy themselves, man. You know, I can read this, verse 17. It says, he leadeth away, Salakia. Verse 17, he leadeth counselors away, spoiled, Salakia. He leadeth counselors away, spoiled, and maketh the judges fools. Yeah, he leadeth away counselors spoiled, man. You know, like these scientists, man. These different advisors, man. You know what I'm saying? They spoiled. They don't know what's going on, man. They should have about Shemal Shah, you know, working his mojo, you know. Verse 18, he looseth the bond of kings and girdeth the loins with a girdle. It says, he leadeth princes away spoiled and overthroweth the mighty. And that's what we coming into the time when you have Shemal Shah doing. You know, he's ultimately overthrowing the mighty, man, you know, which is all these nations, which he's going to do that through nuclear destruction, you know, because the Third World War, which we're coming into an all-out war, like they were saying in this video, is going to be fought with fire, fuel and fire, like it's in Isaiah 9:5, you know. It says, verse 20, he removed away the speech of the trusty and taketh away the understanding of the age. Yeah, so, you know, that's why these this old ass Edomite can't understand what the hell is going on. Like, why would they conduct more and more nuclear warheads, man, when they should be de-arming? Well, that's because Yahweh Shemal Shah is not dealing with you, man. You know, and ultimately Yahweh Shemal Shah is going to destroy you. You know, Yahweh Shemal Shah is going to destroy all heathen. You know, speak about that in Sirach 35, I believe. I mean, it's like maybe Sirach 35 or 36. You know, smiting asunder the head, the ruling heads of the heathen, just roughly paraphrasing, which Yahweh Shemal Shah is doing now. You know, it says verse 21. You know, this is a good little chapter. It says, he poureth contempt upon princes and weakeneth the strength of the mighty. And that's what Yahweh Shemal Shah is doing. He's pouring out contempt. He's pouring out contempt, man. You know, he's weakening the strength of the mighty. You know, he discovereth deep things out of darkness and bringeth out to light the shadow of death. And bringeth out to light the shadow of death, man. He increases the nations and destroyeth them. He enlarges the nations and straighten them again. Yeah, so Yahweh Shemal Shah will build you up just to destroy you, man. You know, which ultimately Yahweh Shemal Shah did to America. And all these nations who are, you know, so-called superpowers, man. You know, Yahweh Shemal Shah increased you and enlarged you just to destroy you, man. You know, it says he taketh away the heart of the chief of the people of the earth and causeth them to wander in the wilderness where there is no way. They grope in the dark without light, and he maketh them to stagger like a drunken man, which ultimately, that's what these nations are doing. You know, they don't even understand why they're doing the things that they're doing. Because Yahweh Shemal Shah has got them set up, man. You know, let's go back to Daniel 2. This back in Daniel 2 in verse 20. It says, Daniel answered and said, blessed be the name of our power, Yahweh Shemal Shah, forever and ever. For wisdom and might are his. Right, wisdom and might is Yahweh Shemal Shah's. And he changeth the times and the seasons. He removeth kings and setteth up kings. He giveth wisdom unto the wise and knowledge to them that know understanding, which, you know, we know in Job 28 and 28 says to depart from evil is understanding, which, you know, you have evil men, you know, nations, people who were created to actually be evil. You know, it says he giveth wisdom to the wise, which, you know, you can only attain unto wisdom if you are of the nation of Israel, which ultimately speak about in Amos the 3rd chapter, how he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. You know, Luke the 1st chapter, how he, as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets. So Yahweh Shemal Shah is only revealing wisdom unto his servants, man. He's not revealing wisdom unto anyone else. You know, just like, you know, that's why I brought this out in Daniel, you know, because, you know, the men of the Lord, those are the only ones that could tell you what's really finna transpire, man. You know, and that's ultimate destruction, you know. And the kingdom of heaven is finna be established. You know, 1044 called Allah Yahweh Shemal Shah. It says, he revealeth the deep and secret things. He knoweth what is in darkness, just like we read in Job 12, how he bringeth the light out of the shadow of death, man. You know, which we are that light in the shadow of death, which America is the shadow of death, applying to Isaiah 60, arise and shine, for thy light is come. Gross darkness will cover the people. So that light that is shined amongst gross darkness is Yahweh Shemashah putting the spirit of wisdom upon his men. It says, he knoweth what is in the darkness, and the light dwelleth with him. I thank thee, O praise thee, O thou power of my fathers, Yahweh Shemashah, who has given me wisdom and might, and has made known unto me now what we desired of thee. For thou hast now made known unto us the king's matter. So we know what Yahweh Shemashah is finna do, man. We know what Yahweh Shemashah is finna do. Which ultimately, these different wise men of Babylon, they don't know what Yahweh Shemashah is finna do, man. It says, well, let's keep reading. It says, therefore Daniel went in unto Arach, whom the king had ordained to destroy the wise men of Babylon. He went and said thus unto him, destroy not the wise men of Babylon, bring me in before the king, and I will show unto the king the interpretation, man. Yeah, because King Nebuchadnezzar was finna destroy the wise men of Babylon because they couldn't tell him why the things that were happening on the earth are happening, man. Which, ultimately we coming into that time right now too, where Esau is finna ultimately, destroy all his soothsayers and all his modern day astrologers and magicians, because they're not going to be able to tell him why these things are happening unto him, and why he's doing the things that he's doing, because Esau don't even know why the hell he doing the things that he's doing, man. It says, then Arach brought in Daniel before the king in haste, and said thus unto him, I have found a man of the captives of Judah that will make known unto the king the interpretation. The king answered and said to Daniel, whose name was Bethshazar, art thou able to make known unto me the dream which I have seen, and the interpretation thereof? Daniel answered in the presence of the king and said, the secret which the king have demanded cannot the wise men, the astrologers, the magicians, the soothsayers show unto the king, but there is a God in heaven, Yahweh Shemashah, that revealeth secrets, and maketh known to the king Nebuchadnezzar what shall be in the latter days. Thy dream and the visions of thy head upon thy bed are these. Which ultimately, this is going into the different kingdoms. It's gonna go into the different kingdoms. The statue of King Nebuchadnezzar, brothers, should be familiar with that. It's gonna go into the different, the Persian Medial captivity, the Babylonian captivity, the Greco Empire, the Roman Empire, and pretty much Rome 2.0, which is America, which is part iron and part miry clay, which Daniel knew the interpretation of that, which we're in the part of we're in the feet right now. We're in the feet of the statue, the part iron and part miry clay, man. That's the kingdom being divided against itself, man. You got Edomites who saying, well, why are we preparing for war when we got all these other things going on? We need to stop this. And you got other Edomites like, no, we need to prepare for war. We need to get our war gains up, because these other, we need to get our war artillery up, because you got these other countries preparing, man. So this is, we in that time of the feet, man, where ultimately, this kingdom is weakening and finna be destroyed, Let's go to Isaiah 47. Just want to get a couple more. Let's go to Isaiah 47. Yep, let's start at 7. This is Isaiah chapter 47, verse 7. It says, "And thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it." Yeah, what was the latter end of it? No feet, man. You know, when Yahweh Shema Shah was going to have this place completely being weakened, you know, they didn't remember either that Yahweh Shema Shah is the only one who could reveal deep secrets, man. You know, that they didn't remember either that Yahweh Shema Shah is the one who gives sovereignty and power unto nations, man. You know, that's why Babylon is finna be brought down, you know, including all these nations, you know. It says, "Therefore now this, therefore hear now this, that thou that are given to pleasures," and that's America, you know, Babylon, "thou that dwellest carelessly, that says in thy heart, I am and none else beside me. I shall not sit a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children." That's why, you know, America is having to resume with their nuclear testing, man, because they realizing, man, like, damn, we not as safe as we thought we was, you know. It says, "But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood," which Yahweh Shema Shah, he's familiarizing America with with hard times real well right now, man. You know, a lot of these businesses getting shut down. You got the retail apocalypse. You know, you got the famine coming in. You know, you got homelessness at an all-time high. You got unemployment at an all-time high. So Yahweh Shema Shah is getting America familiar with hardship. You know, "They shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thine enchantments." Yeah, because that's all America's about, enchantments, you know, and sorcery, man. You know, well, this is the mother of witchcrafts, man. You know, which that witchcraft and sorcery can help you from Yahweh Shema Shah destroying this place. Where that witchcraft and that sorcery can't even help you figure out why you're destroying yourself, man. You know, that's ice cold, man. You know. It says, "For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge it have perverted thee, and thou hast said in thine heart, I am and none else beside me. Therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know." Yeah, and that's why, you know, America is further disabling all their alliances with all these different countries. They get more and more tension with you know, their allies. You know, they having more and more trouble with, you know, these other nations. You know, they're you know, further crippling their relations with all these different nations. Why? Because Yahweh Shema Shah is slowly perfectly putting together a complete combatment, if that's the right word, or combating of all these other nations against you, man. You know, they gonna all conspire against you, and you're not even gonna know, you know, where it's coming from. It's just because you got so many damn enemies, man. You know, shit, you got enemies within your own people, man. You know, so it's just gonna be it's gonna be so much coming upon you. It says, "Stand now with thine Salakia." It says, "Stand now with thine enchantments, you know, and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored for thy youth. If so be, thou shalt be able to prevail." Salakia, "Thou shalt be able to profit. If so be, thou mayest prevail. Thou art weary in the multitude of thy counsels." Counsels, "Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee," which they can't, man. These monthly prognosticators, they don't even know what the hell is going on. These stargazers, these astrologers, you know, which be these scientists and these different magicians, you know, they can't tell you what's going on. Well, if they do see a vision from Satan, they realize, like, oh, Yahweh Shema Shah, he's finna destroy you, man. Hey, you need to stop doing what you doing, man. But ultimately, they can't stop what they doing because Yahweh Shema Shah is working on their minds, man, to destroy themselves, man. You know, it says, verse 14, "Behold, they shall be as stubble." How's that gonna happen? That's gonna be them nuclear missiles. You know, The fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor fire to sit before it. Yeah, so you can't stop this, man. Regardless of, these scientists trying to warn you about not doing this, or, what kind of counsels you get from, these soothsayers and these magicians. Ultimately, they're not going to help you, man. You're going to build it. You're going to continue with nuclear testing. You're going to further piss these other nations off. These other nations going to continue with their nuclear testing, and ultimately, it's going to be all-out war, all-out nuclear war. Why? Because that's biblical prophecy, man, and there's no way to stop it. It says, "Thus shall they be unto thee whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants from thy youth. They shall wander everyone to his quarter. None shall save thee." Yeah, because all these nations gonna be against your ass, man. That's really what we. That's what's going on. Right now. Matter of fact, let's go to Habakkuk 2 real quick. This Habakkuk chapter 2. Verse 6, it says, "Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a tighten proverb, and say, Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay." And that's talking about Esau, primarily, his chief headquarters, which is Basra, America, man. And how do they laden themselves with thick clay, man? With all this damn debt, man. What they talking about issuing, more stimulus checks out, man. This place is completely finished, man. It's already $25 trillion plus in damn debt, man. It says, "Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee? And thou shalt be for booties to them, because thou hast spoiled many nations. All the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein." Yeah, so basically, these nations are finna pipe up on Esau, man. They're finna pipe up on America, and they're gonna get brought back to remembrance all the wickedness that you have done unto them, man. They're gonna destroy you, man. They're gonna destroy you. So that's what's coming to America. Let's go to Isaiah 13. Thus saith the Lord. Let's go to Isaiah 13. This Isaiah chapter 13 verse 4. It says, "The noise of a multitude in the mountains like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts, Yahweh Shemashah, mustereth the hosts of the battle." And this going into them nuclear missiles that all these nations gonna send off on you, man. It says, "They come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord, Yahweh Shemashah, and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land." Yeah, so that's what's going on right now, man. Yahweh Shemashah got all these nations gathering up together, continue with their nuclear testings, linking up like China and Iran just linked up with their historic, $400 billion plus military deal, man. Why? Because these nations linking up to destroy America, man. And America can see it. That's why they have to continue with their nuclear testing, man. Which ultimately is gonna make more and more nations get more and more on their stuff, man. Which is gonna lead out into all-out destruction in this place. Well, here go right here, verse 6. It says, "How yea, for the day of the Lord Yahweh Shemashah is at hand, it shall come as a destruction from the Almighty." Yeah, so that's what's going on, man. Yahweh Shemashah sending destruction, man. And you not knowing from whence it's rising, man. Ultimately, he's using you to destroy yourselves, man. Let's get that Isaiah 54, matter of fact. Isaiah 54 and 7:16. Salakia. It says, "Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, and I have created the waster to destroy." He said he created the waster to destroy. He didn't say who. Destroy them own selves, and to destroy them own selves, and anyone else whom Yahweh Shemashah has purpose for destruction, man. That's wild, man. But that's the power of Yahweh Shemashah. Let's get this in Joel 3. I'm gonna just get one more after this. This Joel 3 and verse 9 says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty man, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears, let the weak say I am strong. Yeah, and that's what's going on, man. You know, Iran, you know, linking up with China, you know, showing like, hey man, we ready for the smoke, you know. Tensions with China, you know, crippling, man, you know, which China is been advancing past America and a lot of different facets, man. You know, and you know they saying they strong, man. You know, it says, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about thither, cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord Yahweh Shem Shai. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. And that's what the whole purpose of this is. Yahweh Shem Shai is letting all the heathen be awakened, you know, to gather themselves in the valley of Jehoshaphat, you know, in the Middle East, to you know, be for judgment, man. Yahweh Shem Shai is ultimately making all these nations gather against themselves to pretty much destroy themselves, man, which is gonna be the judgment of Yahweh Shem Shai. Let's go to Jeremiah 49:2. I meant to grab that. Then I want to get Wisdom of Solomon 6. Yup, this Jeremiah chapter 49 verse 7. It says, concerning Edom, thus said the Lord of hosts, Yahweh Shem Shai, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? And that's Yahweh Shem Shai mocking you damn stupid heathen, man. Like you dumbass Edomites, man. You know, because you modern day Chaldeans, you know, you so-called white people, you know, starting from you elite banking families, man. You thought you was so smart, man. You know, by funding different wars, you know, to get what you want, get power, man. But ultimately, man, you can't save yourselves from what's coming to you, man, which is ultimately slavery. You elite banking families, you going head first into slavery, man. You know, that's why you're always trying to go to Mars and stuff, man. But ultimately, you know, that's the counsel being perished from you, because Yahweh Shem Shai is already appointed your bounds which you can't pass, man. So ultimately, you finished, man. You're wearied in the multitude of your counsels, man. You know, Yahweh Shem Shai is finna get you, man. You know, it says, flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of Dedan, for I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him, the time that I will visit him. And that's what time we in right now, man. Yahweh Shem Shai is visiting the earth, man. Tell you about that in Isaiah 29:6, how the Lord visits the earth, you know, through earthquakes, storm, and tempest, man. You know, so Yahweh Shem Shai is visiting Esau, man, which Esau is the end of the world, man. That's why we got, you know, nuclear destruction. You know, that's why we're on the brink of nuclear destruction, man. You know, because Yahweh Shem Shai is finna bring the most harshest judgment ever in this last age, which is Esau's age, you know, this eon, you know. So let's go to Wisdom of Solomon 6. And I'm gonna wrap it. Lord willing, you know, this was edifying. I just want to go into this, you know, because hey, we're in that time, brothers, you know. Nuclear testing hey is going on. Why? Because we finna go into nuclear war, which the scriptures speak about, man. You know, this Wisdom of Solomon chapter 6 verse 1, it says, hear therefore, O ye kings, and understand, learn ye that be judges of the ends of the earth. You know, and it's talking to you stupid ass elite, man. You know, you super banking families, man. Are you finished, man? Are you judge the earth in wickedness, man? Now, you know, but your wisdom and your knowledge has perverted thee, man. You know, ultimately, you know, no telling why you devils thought you was gonna create nuclear technology, man. You know, ultimately you was creating nuclear technology to destroy yourselves, man. You know, destroy your kingdom and take yourself out of power, man. And there's nothing you can do to stop it, man. You can try to go to space all you want, man. Yahweh Shem Shai got that covered too. He gonna send the host of heaven on you, man. And then he's appointing your bounds which you can't pass, man. So you're done, you know. It says, give ear, ye that rule the people, and glory in the multitude of nations, for power is given you of the Lord, Yahweh Shemashah, and sovereignty from the highest, who shall try your works and search out your counsels. And that's what Yahweh Shemashah is doing, man. He's trying your works. He's searching out your counsels, you know. And he's figured out your counsels are nothing but vanity and complete wickedness, and he's going to judge you aright for it, you know, which you haven't done. It says, because being ministers of his kingdom, yeah, because Yahweh Shemashah done gave you power, you know, pertaining to Daniel the 4th chapter, you know, and pertaining to Daniel the 2nd chapter, which we just read. You know, Yahweh Shemashah gives power and might, you know. It says, ye have not judged the right nor kept the law. Tell you about that, Isaiah the 24th chapter, about how, you know, Esau basically has, changed the ordinances, broken the everlasting covenant, man. You know, also tell you about it in Isaiah 29, about how, you know, you turn things upside down, man. You know, tell you about it in Isaiah 82, about how, you know, all the foundations of the earth are out of course, man. You know, so Yahweh Shemashah is finna get your ass for that, man. You know, it says, nor walk after the counsel of Yahweh Shemashah, you know. Horribly and speedily shall he come upon you. Horribly and speedily shall he come upon you. Talking about these nukes, man. You know, well, this is just one of the many ways he gonna come upon you. This is really the multitude. I mean, this is the maximum destruction, you know, including our Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach and the host of heaven coming to completely incinerate this place, man. You know, it says, horribly and speedily shall he come upon you, for a sharp judgment shall be to them that be in high places. Yeah, so this talking about you elite banking families, man. You know, Yahweh Shemashah has a sharp judgment for you, man. It says, for mercy will soon pardon the meanest, but mighty man shall be mightily tormented. Yeah, so Yahweh Shemashah has mighty, mighty torments coming upon you. You know, hellish torments coming upon you elite banking family, you wicked ass devils, man. You know, you so-called who's, you know, Semitic people, so to speak, man. You know, whoever the hell that is, man. Yahweh Shemashah got some real raw coming for you, man. All right, because Yahweh Shemashah ain't forgot about Amalek, man. You know, it says, for he which is Lord over all shall fear no man's person, neither shall he stand in all of any man's greatness, for he made the small and great and care for all alike. Yes, so Yahweh Shemashah don't give a damn who you are, man. All right, ultimately, Yahweh Shemashah just created vessels down here on the earth to execute his will, which he created you to ultimately be a self-destructive unto yourself, man. You know, that's why he gave you a great sword. You know, then, you know, in the scriptures it tell you, he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. So Yahweh Shemashah gave you a great sword just so you could, you know, be destroyed by it, man. You know, that's really the end all be all, you know. And he gave you the sword, you know, to bring punishments upon his people for their disobedience, man. But he gonna bring punishments upon you for doing it, man. So ultimately, Yahweh Shemashah is all about just using vessels as tools to execute his will, and then bringing forth his will on the ultimate level, which is ultimately gonna be Esau being destroyed and Jacob, nation of Israel, being established under our Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach, which it go into it in Daniel the 2nd chapter, man. You know. So yeah, man, that's pretty much it, man. I pray through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemashah. This is edifying. I want to give our praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostle and elders of Great Millstone, rule well. And peace and salutations to the house of David. Shalom to the elect.